You catch me doing a Zamazenta raid, but will it be shiny?
Nope.
Now, if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming, like myself, you're hunting those Galarian birds and those shiny Galarian birds during this current ongoing event. And a lot of people will say there is a lot of luck involved.
You could ask yourself the question, do I feel lucky?
And obviously even more if it's going to be shiny. But there are some things you can do to improve those odds. And there's a new theory that's also circulating the internet. So let's get into all of it, and then hopefully by the end of it, we'll all be getting some of those Galarian birds. So what is the best way to spawn a Galarian bird or a shiny Galarian bird? Well, the first tip when you're using the daily incense is to keep moving in a straight line. And this is because every 30 seconds the game calculates your distance and whether or not it can give you a spawn. And so obviously the more you're moving and the more distance you're going, the more spawns it's going to give you, and therefore more opportunities to potentially give you a Galarian bird or a shiny Galarian bird. So keep moving and don't stop. And obviously that means for best results, pick somewhere, a nice location where you can keep moving. Which leads nicely into the next tip. Check the weather forecast, because if you didn't know, the weather affects the daily incense and what spawns you are more likely to encounter off the daily incense. Windy weather is the best type of weather for spawning those Galarian birds, as all three of them share the flying typing. And so if you've got a bit of nice windy weather in the game, that is going to definitely increase your odds or chances of encountering one of those three Galarian birds, and of course maybe even a shiny Galarian bird. If we're to go off prior shiny legendary wild Pokemon, then when you get a Galarian encounter, the odds of it being shiny are 1 in 20, or about 5%, which goes into my next tip. Don't worry about the shiny Galarian birds fleeing, because if you encounter a shiny legendary Pokemon, as we know with the Lake Trio and the legendary beasts, a shiny legendary Pokemon cannot flee. However, it could despawn, because an incense encounter can disappear. And imagine if your phone crashes or you lose signal, something like that, and you have to restart the game. It means then that once you've loaded up, it might not be there still. Try to catch it still as quickly as possible, even if it doesn't run. Now obviously if you get a non-shiny Galarian bird, they can run. In fact, just mentally prepare yourself that it's gonna run. I know a lot of people that get upset when a legendary Galarian bird runs on them. I've seen people post on Reddit how they've been with their partner or something and they've begun to cry because the legendary bird ran from them. Just mentally prepare yourself that it's gonna run, because the chances of capturing it are extremely low. In fact, terribly low. Something like 0.3% chance to capture it. Obviously you can use something like a Master Ball. That's going to give you a 100% catch. That's how a lot of people obtain the non-shiny Galarian birds. And obviously for the non-shiny Galarian birds, your best bet is to Golden Razz it, use an Ultra Ball, try and get that excellent curve throw, and obviously praying to Arceus doesn't hurt either. Next tip is to get your catch medals done. Different catch medals give you bonuses towards catching different types of Pokemon, and the best one for all three Galarian birds is definitely going to be the Bird Keeper Platinum Medal. That's going to give you the most bonus towards capturing all three. But is there anything else that you can do? You can extend the use of your daily incense. With Dialga Origin Form, you can use the adventure effect Roar of Time, and that allows you to pause incense and daily incense, giving you longer time with that incense. And then obviously the longer you use the incense, the more chances you have of a Galarian bird encounter or the shiny, right? And if you don't have Dialga Origin Form with that adventure effect, well, don't worry, it's coming back November 23rd and 24th is going to be the Wild Area Global event, and during that event both Origin Form Palkia and Dialga are going to be in raids, and you have a chance to capture one with that adventure effect. So if you don't have Origin Form Dialga with that adventure effect, it's definitely worthwhile going after it if you want one of these shiny Galarian or just normal Galarian birds. Alright folks, and now the new theory. You might have seen the video by Alex Nexton about the secret spot theory, where there's certain locations while using your daily incense that a Galarian bird will keep appearing there. And the video footage that he has in his video is pretty convincing. He also talks and shows other footage of other YouTubers and the fact that the same thing has happened to them. Now there is a path that I take which is really good for popping a 15-minute daily incense, and several times on this path I have had a Galarian bird, but I've never really taken into account the spot or where it spawned. I just know that I've had a couple of Galarian birds on this path before whenever I've used my daily incense. So I want to test this theory out, and the Galarian bird that I showed earlier in this video was a Galarian bird that I found on that path. So I'm going to try and see what I can spawn again at that very same spot, or at least near that spot, to test this theory out. Alright, so we are on the path again, and it is currently rainy weather in the game, so hopefully that doesn't affect our spawns too much. But if the secret spot method is true, then hopefully we're due a Galarian bird.
Hour later.
Alright folks, well, something interesting did happen while I was in the area of the spot. I didn't get a Galarian bird, but I did get a higher rarity Pokemon, an Almaldo. And a lot of people are saying that if you don't get a Galarian bird in these spots, you still have a chance to get a rarer or higher tier Pokemon. So what does this mean? Well, a lot of the videos online about this theory, like I said, are very convincing, and there is a lot of proof. I personally want to conduct more research towards this, and I'm going to keep hitting that same path with my daily incense, hopefully during windy weather as well, because while I was doing this it was raining, so that could have affected what spawn I get in that little area. But I would recommend everyone, if they do have a path that they've taken before and they have gotten a couple of Galarian birds on this path, it might be worth trying out this theory a couple of times and seeing what results you get. That is about it from me though folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you got this far, please lick slap that like button, as it is much appreciated. As always, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one.